The annual Thompson Manufacturing Conference had taken over the Marriott's Grand Ballroom again. The usual crowd filled the space: factory owners, equipment suppliers, and of course, my family. They called themselves the royalty of Midwest manufacturing. I sat quietly at a small corner table, watching my Uncle Robert hold court with a whiskey glass in hand. "The Thompson name stands for excellence," he declared proudly. "3 generations of the best industrial equipment in America." I hid a small smile behind my water glass, thinking about the email I got that morning. My firm, Quantum Ventures, had just closed its 15th manufacturing acquisition this year, and now controlled 60% of the suppliers Thompson Manufacturing relied on. My cousin William swaggered over, sneering. "Look who finally decided to show up. Still messing around with those investment apps, Alexandra?" My phone buzzed. A message from Sarah, my chief strategy officer. "Final acquisition complete. You now control 70% of the supply chain. Keynote speech ready." Aunt Patricia joined in, smoothing her designer jacket. "Alex, if you'd just applied yourself, you might have had a real role in the family business, instead of whatever it is you do with stocks." I thought back to the past 7 years. While they laughed at me, I built Quantum Ventures into a $20 billion powerhouse, reshaping manufacturing behind the scenes. William checked his Rolex. The next speaker should be good, some mystery investor who's been buying up everything, probably another clueless Wall Street suit. Then Uncle Robert strolled over, full of executive swagger. "This event is for winners. Why don't you go network with the caterers? That's more your speed." Before I could reply, the conference chairman stepped onto the stage. "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our keynote speaker, the CEO of Quantum Ventures, North America's largest industrial investment firm." I stood up slowly, fixing my blazer. "Miss Alexandra Thompson." Robert's whiskey glass slipped and shattered on the marble floor. Patricia's perfect smile froze. William's face went pale. "Thank you," I said at the podium. "Today, we'll talk about the future of manufacturing, and why some family businesses might not be part of it." After my speech, the private executive suite felt smaller than ever as my family stumbled in, followed by stunned industry leaders. "This can't be real," William stammered, frantically checking his phone. "Quantum Ventures," I confirmed, sinking comfortably into the main chair, the kind of seat they never let me have at family meetings. "We own Parker Steel, Midwest Dynamics, Advanced Industrial, and about 60 more companies you rely on, and that's just what's public." Robert clutched the back of a chair, his knuckles white. "It took around $30 billion to build this portfolio," I continued lightly. "And thank you, by the way, for selling off your supplier network last quarter. We tripled its value with tech upgrades." My phone buzzed again. A message from Sarah. "Wall Street Journal just broke your story. Stocks and all your holdings rising sharply. Your uncle's company stock plummeting on supply chain vulnerability news." Patricia's voice trembled. "All those dinners, when you talked about modernizing the factories." I nodded. "Yes, and every time William mocked my crazy automation ideas, he also told me exactly how outdated your equipment was. It made my job much easier." The conference chairman, James Foster, cleared his throat. "Alexandra's vision for industrial modernization is exactly what this industry needs. Her AI-driven manufacturing approach is groundbreaking." "AI-driven," William scoffed weakly. "She doesn't even know how to drive a forklift." "But I know how to make forklifts obsolete," I cut in, tapping a control panel. The room's screens flickered to life, flooding with data. "While you were boasting about your outdated assembly lines," I said, "I was building the factories of the future." The displays showed advanced automation systems, robotics integration, and IoT networks, proof that Thompson Manufacturing had fallen embarrassingly far behind. "Your factories," I continued, pulling up their actual metrics, "operate at just 40% efficiency compared to ours. Your error rates are triple the industry standard, and your energy costs." I paused, shaking my head. "Let's just say it was lucky I acquired you before someone else did." My phone buzzed. "Elon Musk tweeting about your innovations. Tesla stock up 5% on partnership rumors. GCO requesting urgent meeting." Uncle Robert finally found his voice. "The family name, the Thompson legacy, it'll be remembered very differently now." I smiled. "You know, I should thank you. Every time you shut me out of meetings, you gave me more time to study exactly what you were doing wrong." William slumped into a chair, his prestigious MBA suddenly useless. "You built all this while we thought you were just, what? I pulled up Quantum's full portfolio. Just a niece who wasn't business material, just a woman playing with investments, or maybe the one who turned her inheritance into an industrial empire, and saw the future while you clung to the past. Silence fell, heavy and final. They realized, at last, that the empire they thought they ruled now belonged to the person they dismissed as naive. The press conference starts in 30 minutes, I said, glancing at my watch. Bloomberg's headline, Quantum's Alexandra Thompson, the hidden force transforming American manufacturing. Aunt Patricia dabbed at her eyes with a monogrammed handkerchief. Darling, we were just trying to protect the family business. By ignoring innovation, by treating manufacturing like it was still 1980, tell me, how did that strategy work out for you? I stood and walked to the window, looking out at the conference center below. Sarah entered, holding a stack of folders. The transition team is ready, Miss Thompson. The internal memo on supply chain restructuring is finalized. William shot up. Supply chain restructuring? Of course, I replied. Did you really think I'd keep supplying outdated factories with premium materials? But don't worry, our automated plants are always hiring. I hear they need someone to give tours. The next morning, I stood in my true office, the entire top floor of Quantum's headquarters, a futuristic space that made Thompson Manufacturing look like an industrial antique shop. Floor-to-ceiling smart windows offered a sweeping view of the district I was transforming. Miss Thompson, Sarah said, entering with her tablet, the international press is assembled. Your family and their executive team are in the lobby. They've been trying to schedule emergency supplier meetings all night. I smiled, remembering the times they made me enter their factories through the service door. Send them up. They arrived, looking lost and out of place among the AI displays and robotic prototypes lining my office. Their smug confidence was gone, replaced by panic and quiet desperation. Before we discuss anything, I said, activating the neural manufacturing interface, let's start with a demonstration of what modern industry really looks like. Real-time data streamed across the walls, AI-controlled production lines, automated inspections, predictive maintenance dashboards. I turned to face them. Welcome to the future. The one you never saw coming. Every number on the screen showed just how obsolete Thompson Manufacturing had become. Your automation systems. William muttered, staring at the data. They're reaching efficiency levels we thought were impossible. Actually, these are our old numbers, I corrected calmly. Our new quantum-enhanced lines perform even better. Those ridiculous apps you mocked, they now control trillion-dollar manufacturing networks worldwide. My phone buzzed. A message from Jeff Bezos. Revolutionary automated warehousing system. Dinner next week? Let's discuss an Amazon partnership. Aunt Patricia sank into a chair, her carefully chosen executive outfit suddenly looking like a costume from a bygone era. All those modernization proposals you brought to board meetings, they were worth billions, she whispered. I nodded. The robotics integration you dismissed, now standard in all our facilities. The AI quality control Uncle Robert laughed at. It reduced defects to almost zero. And that crazy smart factory concept William ridiculed, it paid for this entire building. Sarah entered again, calm as ever. Miss Thompson, the World Manufacturing Forum is ready for your virtual keynote. Also, the Japanese Ministry of Industry is holding online too. Uncle Robert's head snapped up. The Japanese Ministry, but they never work with. They do, I finished, when someone is reinventing the entire industry. I turned back to the data. Speaking of which, let's talk about your production capabilities, or, rather, your limitations. New screens lit up with their internal metrics, outdated machinery, manual processes, sky-high error rates, unsafe working conditions, decades of neglect laid bare in sharp digital clarity. Your main assembly line, I continued, still uses technology from the 1990s. Your inventory system is completely manual, and your energy consumption? I shook my head. Let's just say you would have been shut down by regulators if I hadn't bought your suppliers first. William stood, his voice cracking. But, our traditional methods are dead, I interrupted, while the next generation is moving billions through automated, AI-driven systems you don't even understand. Did you realize Thompson Manufacturing doesn't even have a single cobot system? In 2025. My phone buzzed again. Chinese industrial group requesting partnership. Pentagon interested in advanced manufacturing capabilities. Uncle Robert looked at me, his voice low. Your position in the family business was never offered. I remember, I said softly, and I should thank you. While you protected your outdated empire from female influence, I built something beyond your imagination. The doors opened. My global tech team streamed in, followed by the press, cameras flashing, my family's confused, panicked faces looked even smaller beside the confident engineers discussing neural manufacturing algorithms and quantum-controlled logistics. The new era starts today, I announced, standing. You can either adapt to a world where industrial power is built on innovation, or become a footnote in someone else's success story. I smiled, leaning forward. Oh, and in case you were wondering, quantum now controls nearly every path you might have used to adapt. My phone buzzed one last time. Germany requesting consultation on Industry 5.0. By the way, your cousin's executive parking spot has been converted into a drone landing pad. Your niece is right, Sarah said quietly to Uncle Robert. You've been measuring success using outdated metrics. Not outdated, I corrected, just inadequate. The future of manufacturing isn't about roaring machines and manual labor anymore. It's about silent precision and artificial intelligence. I turned toward the smart glass window, catching my reflection, no longer the overlooked niece, but the architect of an industrial revolution. Sarah stepped forward with a final update. Fortune cover confirmed, Alexandra Thompson, the woman who automated manufacturing while no one was watching. Aunt Patricia clutched her handbag as if it could protect her from this new reality. Alexandra, we never knew. That's the problem, I replied. You never looked past your own assumptions. You never imagined the future could come from someone who understood both tradition and technology. The press began to fill the room. Lights and microphones pointed at me. My family shrank into the background, mere spectators to the new age they never saw coming. I stepped up to the podium, my voice steady, my vision clear. Sometimes, success isn't about proving them wrong, it's about proving their entire definition of success was wrong. And as I began my address, outlining Quantum's vision for reshaping the future of manufacturing worldwide, I knew, this was just the beginning.